Well, in 2009, Michael Jackson died. And you actually ended up working in the defense of Conrad Murray, who was the doctor who was charged.
Who allegedly, although he was convicted, who killed Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. And essentially, Conrad Murray was a live-in doctor with Michael, and he was giving him propanol to help him sleep. Now, propofol, sorry.
That's okay.
And okay. I had an operation last year where they gave me propofol to completely knock me out during this operation. I remember the nurse was even like, this is the same stuff they gave Michael Jackson before he passed, but don't worry, you'll be okay. This is such an unbelievably serious, heavy drug that I can't even understand why someone would just casually take this to help sleep.
And here's another flaw in the system. So what nobody ever talks about is the fact that in the trial, in Conrad Murray's trial, and again, I have to tell you that Tom and I had to, and again, I love Tom, but Tom and I had to agree to disagree. During the trial, the judge, Mike Pastor, great judge, nice person, allowed Arnie Klein's medical records to come in. The medical records indicated, to the best of my recollection, that Arnie Klein had been giving Michael propofol since around 1991. So when he dies in 2009, I'm sorry, but how exactly is it that Conrad Murray is responsible for now giving Michael propofol for something that Arnie Klein's medical records indicated that he was giving him many, 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 many years earlier? So the problem is that the judge would not allow Arnie Klein to testify. I don't know the reason behind it, other than I can tell you at the time that Arnie was very, very sick and Arnie was dying. And he has subsequently passed away. And I did work with him before he died. But the records were allowed in, but you can't cross-examine a piece of paper. So
right. But just because a previous doctor was prescribing something that was clearly wrong, the fact that you continue to give this person a drug that you should not be giving him as a doctor, I don't feel really justifies that. Do you?
No argument. The problem is that you walk in to see a doctor and you have had an ongoing issue and you're taking, I don't know, pick a drug. You're taking Xanax and you're addicted to Xanax. And all of a sudden, this doctor says, hey, this isn't helping you. I need to get you off this drug. So they don't just say, okay, I'm not giving you another prescription. What they do is they try and wean you off of that. And in Conrad Murray's case, again, my understanding is that he didn't want Michael using the propofol. I get that he bought a significant amount, but in his mind, as it were, the theory is I'm going to wean him off of this, but you can't just cut somebody off cold turkey. That creates more problems. That's why heroin addicts go through this morphine program. Yep. Bottom line is you can't just stop. And I don't know the addictiveness. I don't know some of the other drugs. I just don't remember. Of propofol and I know some of the other ones he was taking, atenolol or something like that. But again, you can't just, somebody walks into your office and you can't just say, yep, you're done.
Yeah. Well, ultimately, Conrad Murray was found guilty.
He was.
Of what exactly?
Involuntary manslaughter.
Involuntary manslaughter. How long did he get in prison?
Okay. So involuntary manslaughter, interestingly, there's no intent to kill. So it's considered to be a nonviolent crime. So the max in California is 4 years at 50% because it's not a violent crime. So he did 2 years in county jail.
Okay. And he lost his license.
I imagine.
Whatever happened to him? Do you guys still communicate at all?
No, I never communicated with him in the first place.
Got it.
When I went in to see him on 2 separate occasions, again, I don't really become friendly on a few occasions with some of these clients. That's not my function. My function is to take the information and see what I can do with it.
Well, recently, the whole Leaving Neverland documentary comes out from HBO.
Never saw it.
Never saw it. I watched it.
Okay.
And, it's one of those situations where it's hard to watch a documentary like that with so many people talking about, this is what happened, and there's family members and multiple people, and there's, they're showing various pictures and documents to think, okay, well, I totally don't believe this. It was very compelling, which is why HBO put all that money behind it. But the one part that was very interesting to me was that after the documentary, there was an interview with Oprah with Wade Robinson and James Safechuck. And Oprah brought up the civil lawsuit. And when she asked, well, why are you, if your main goal is to expose the truth, why are you suing for tens of millions of dollars? And I think it was Wade Robinson said, oh, well, I'm not even thinking about the money. It's not about that, which is, at that point, I felt like, okay, this is kind of BS all around, because you do a civil lawsuit for the money. That is what a civil lawsuit is. So, and ultimately, in October of 2020, the court dismissed James Safechuck's lawsuit. And then recently, in April of 2021, the court also dismissed Wade's lawsuit. When you heard about their lawsuits getting dismissed, how'd you feel?
I actually wasn't surprised at all. I'm glad, but I don't think that it's over. I think that the attorney that's representing him is going to try and file another appeal. I don't know. Again, I don't know civil process, even less interest, to tell you the truth. So I don't know. I feel badly because, number one, it's destroyed my relationship with Shane, and I think the world of Shane. But more importantly, the only reason that I ever spoke out in the first place, I don't want to take the position that I'm defending Michael, because I'm not actually defending Michael. I don't believe he did this, but I'm not defending Michael. With Wade, I'm defending my work. Because again, if he's telling the truth and was able to get all of this through me, I'm the moron. I know Tom said that he was interviewed for several hours, but not by Tom. He was interviewed for hours by me. And the truth of the matter is, again, if you have to get through me before you can even have that conversation with Tom or any attorney, frankly, that you're going to testify with. If I put together a case and I'm supplying bad witnesses and we lose because of a bad witness that I put together, I'm responsible.
Yeah.
So when I hear that Wade is changing his story, I'm thinking there's no way.
Yeah.
I'm not that naive. I get in 2005 I didn't have the experience that I had today, but I'm not that simple. Yeah. I'm going to be able to determine if you're lying to me or not.
Right. And the Michael Jackson estate is actually suing HBO, and Tom Mestro said that he's somewhat involved in that case as well on the Michael Jackson estate side.
Yes.
Hopefully they'll win that.
I've been contacted on that.
Oh, they've contacted you as well. Okay, so you're involved in this case. Yeah. Do you think that the state is going to win?
It's up in the air. I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, I can't say.
Right, but you are.
I don't know anything about it. I've been contacted. I've talked to the attorney, John Steinsapir, who's the one sort of running the show. And I'd love to work. I always loved working with Tom. But I don't know enough about it to say win, lose, whatever. I think it's more of a contractual issue, to tell you the truth. And again, that's, I apologize, but my thing is criminal.
Yeah.